Så please go hunt to Nathan. All right, give it up again for Honors Vote. Now, one thing, I know we have several people within ear's distance that are 17 or younger. So I'm going to say, and I'm 49, and I always told myself when I got to my middle ages, I would not be one of those, oh, you guys have it so easy back in my day. I promised I wouldn't be one of those guys, but guess what? I've become one of those guys just because a few days ago, I was on the train, I was sitting in the seat directly across from the toilet, and it was one of the toilets with a handle. And the red light to let you know somebody's in there. I saw a kid, I'm guessing 15, 16, come up and run their hand over the light to open the door. The door didn't open, so they went and got the conductor to show them how to open the door. So he comes up and he just grabs the handle and opens the door. And the kid walks in, not saying a thing, he turns to me and goes, oh! So we had that moment together. All right, guys, coming up to the stage, another English-speaking comic. Please give it up for Kevin Minya. Give it up again for Kevin Minya. Now, how many of you remember when we first built the skaterbane here by the Ungdomshuset? All right. Hey! Some of my buddies are finally here. All right, so this is primarily for them, but you guys will appreciate this. You probably remember that the first few years that we had the skaterbane here, we had a team from the United States that came through and did demos each summer. Well, the first year I brought them over, when I went to go pick them up from the Lufthavn and again Danish. Stick with me. You know, as you guys probably know, the drive from the Lufthavn is mostly through the countryside. So I brought them a 6-pack of beer, and they're having beer, we're talking, and then when we get into town, they start doing this. I'm like, what are you doing? And they're like, oh, in case the police see us. And I'm like, I'm not drinking, I'm driving. Like, this is Denmark. You can walk down the street with a bottle of Jack Daniels if you want, as long as you're not bothering anybody. Really? Yeah, really. And I kid you not. From that moment on, everybody we passed walking on the street, they would hold their beer out of the window and go, because I can! All right, guys. Your next comic is Danish. You won't have to think in English. Martin Nurgo! Okay, there's one more joke here for my skateboard dinner. In there for my skateboard dinner. Hello, hi guys. Now, when I was growing up, I was very, as we say, straight-laced. Didn't drink, never tried any drugs, nothing. Didn't have a drop of anything until I was like 25. So, skateboarding in the 80s was bad enough. I mean, that was delinquent enough. So, I had no experience at all with any kind of drug whatsoever. Now, there was one day me and my friend were skating on another one of our friend's ramps. I fell and popped my elbow out. First major injury I've ever had, dislocated my elbow, and it was just my buddy Chris and me and the dude's mom that was home. So Chris went running in, telling, you know, his dude's mom, like, oh my God, we gotta take Nate to the hospital. She comes out just like, oh, not again. Owning a ramp in her backyard, she'd seen this many times. Now, so she told Chris to drive me to the hospital while she called my mom. Now we were both 16, and Chris had just gotten his driver's license the day before, so he was freaking out. But the funny thing is he was yelling at other drivers to get out of the way with the windows up. Just like, we gotta get to the hospital, and as long as I kept my arm still, it didn't hurt that bad, but he kept making me laugh. I'm like, shut up, Chris, shut up. So we get to the hospital, and instead of taking me to the door, he parks and makes me walk up. And so the dude's mom shows up like, what are you doing, Chris? Why didn't you take him to the door? And Chris, again, is freaking out way more than I was. So we get inside, and the doctors are like, okay, we got to put you in the x-ray room first. Now, the x-ray technician that came in, it must have been her first day, because she had the worst bedside etiquette ever. She comes in on my right side, and it was my left elbow, and she's like, well, what seems to be the problem? She comes around and sees my elbow and goes, oh my God! I'm like, yeah, that's really what you want to hear from a medical professional. So they take me back across. They put me on whatever drug. I don't remember what it was. I mean, I wasn't, completely out, but couldn't feel anything. And then when they were done, they had to send me back across to the x-ray room. And when I crossed the hallway, there was like, I think it was my mom and Chris, and I don't remember who else was there. But Chris asked me, hey man, how you feeling? I'm like, I'm stoned. That was my first experience ever with any type of drug. So, you guys ready for your final comedian? Welcome to the stage, Malnus Ezekiel. I still didn't get it right, did I? No, you did not. He's got the worst, hardest family name ever. And by the way, I should say, this guy and I started comedy the very same night. Good brother of mine. Give it up for him. So that's all fucking awkward. Hey, Nathan, you have your sunglasses? Thank you. Okay. That's good. If my jokes aren't any good, I'll at least get something in. English! Okay, one last one for you. Not gonna be quite so Danish, buddy. Not Danish is the first. Now, me and my ex, we were together for 14 years, so I was really nervous about getting back to the dating game in my middle ages. It's just kind of like, do I still have it? Do I got the swagger? But one thing I realized about dating in your middle ages, it is awesome! Because nobody has time for games of bullshit. This is how it goes. Divorce, right? Who isn't? How many kids? 3. How many kids? 2. When are you available? Every other Thursday from 6 to 7:30. Want to get together then? Yeah, let's do that. Tusind tak, skørping. Det den her var vores første stand-up comedy aften, men ikke sidste. Du skal have hver år, hvor stige mere. Tusind tak og god buffet!